fellow nerds?
What's up?
I'm JJ,
Josh.
and this is
Review of the Nerds. New show we're doing here. Maybe just one time. But anyway, whatever. We're here to review a movie.
Yep, and it's
Deadpool.
great movie.
Great.
Really funny.
Funny. Everything this film is not.
Oh,
Wait. Oh, yeah, because we're doing Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice.
Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice.
That's right.
BVS.
BVS. DOJ. Sorry. But anyway, Deadpool was awesome, but that's not what we're here for. We're here to do this movie that everyone seems to be talking about.
I know we're
negative or positive light.
a week late.
Yeah.
So,
scheduling.
yeah, we got jobs and
Lives.
and stuff.
Wives and yeah. So, what'd you think about it, bro?
That was really good.
All right.
You?
You done? I think it was good too. We'll see y'all later. Go see the film? No. There's so much to talk about, man. We could probably talk for 35 minutes or so on this, but
We'll try to keep
we're gonna try to keep it down.
maybe 15, hopefully.
Maybe. Let's start with the negatives.
And I think we agree on this. The big negative in this, is too much story in it.
Yes.
It's confusing people.
If
It's
you've
just
never read a
lot.
comic, there is no fucking way you can understand what the hell's going on in this. I swear. Like,
Oh yeah,
spoilers. By the way, spoilers. Okay, we have the Death of Superman comic here for a reason. Spoilers, people. Seriously, man. I mean, if I'd have just been some random fan who liked Michael Keaton's Batman or something and bought Batman shirts at Walmart like this one, and just went in the movie, I would be like, what in the hell is this? You know, because, I mean, Batman's killing people. He's, doing all kinds of shit. Superman is
killing innocent
people. Not as many as in the first one, but he throws that poor man through a wall in the first of it, and through 3 walls, actually, and there's no way he survived that. So, but yeah, dude, the story's all over the place. That's the biggest negative that we agree on for sure. It's way over the top. They crammed way too much in. It almost seems like it could have been like a 4-hour movie because it's a Batman movie and it's a Superman movie, and it just kind of goes together like this. It doesn't go together like that. So, it pains me as the DC fanboy to say that, but I am fair and I do want to pick out negatives too. That's the biggest one, I think. I mean, and maybe that it's slow.
Maybe just a little bit.
But, I mean, the last 20 minutes are fucking outrageous, though.
Oh, yeah. Wonder
Woman was awesome. I hate that I didn't
Probably one of
think
the
she
best
could do
part
it.
of the movies.
Yeah,
Best
she
part
really
of the
was, man. I mean, she's gorgeous and she's a badass, and I'm excited for her film.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think it'll be cool. So,
Then Lex was a little bit of a negative.
yeah. It's kind of like a
not
love
that-
or hate it thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that Jesse did a bad job. It's just, it's not Lex Luthor. It's his son.
Yeah.
It states that in the movie.
Right.
I don't know. It's cool how he played crazy great, because that's basically what this character was, crazy.
Yeah.
But it didn't mean, it was kind of odd.
It's never been seen that way, as
Yeah.
far as I know, and that Lex Luthor is the way he is. Maybe not as serious as Kevin Spacey was in the Superman Returns, but yeah, that movie. But he's funny in a way, but like Lex Luthor, this one played that he's smart as everybody. Lex Luthor's a genius, but it's that he went more twitchy and he just needed some Ritalin or something, and it's rubbing people the wrong way. So I liked it personally, but the way I'm kind of looking at it is he's Lex now, so that's what we have. So just go on with it, I guess. I don't know,
Right.
but take it or leave it. That's definitely one of the negatives of the movie. But also in a positive light, he adds some fun to it, I think. I mean, because you at least laugh, whether you're laughing at him or with him, you're still laughing during the movie when he's on screen. So, he's not bald either. He looks like he's got a little mop wig on his head.
Until the end.
Until the end, yeah. I just personally like old Lex Luthor getting cancer from kryptonite and,
Right.
losing all his hair and all that and shit. But whatever. It wasn't bad enough that it just ruins the whole film, like some people are saying. So.
And I guess like we were talking about a minute ago about the whole cramming too much story, and I guess it's because it's kind of like bringing Dark Knight Returns to the death of Superman and combining it. So
you can definitely tell that the Dark Knight Returns is Zack Snyder's favorite comic book because there's so many little hints to it. Like Batman standing on top of a crane holding his rifle, and then, the way he jumps up on the building with his grappling hook and jumps off. Like that's exactly Dark Knight Returns. The mech suit that he fights Superman in. There's a lot of nods to it that nerds who've read that get, and it just may not work for other people. And they desperately want Batman to be a children's character again, but it's just not going to work. Especially with Zack Snyder, because this Batman was killing fools. So he killed probably 10, 15, 20 people in that movie.
Probably, but it was all in its like.
They were all bad guys.
Yeah, and it was in defense too.
Yeah,
like they were shooting at him himself. So
right.
But I mean,
that's kind of that's my biggest con. Is just because I am a Batman freak.
But since I guess they're making Superman kill all these innocent people, they had to even it
up a little bit. Yeah. Another big complaint that people are having are the dream sequences.
Yeah, I guess just because they're just
they pop out of nowhere.
Yeah,
they don't show Bruce going asleep, and then I know they had to edit this movie down, and I cannot wait for the extra 30 minutes to come out on Blu-ray because hopefully it ties some of this shit in. But I mean, the dream sequences were weird. The one in the desert where this little guy goes crazy. It is a dream sequence, obviously, and it sets up Darkseid. It sets up evil Superman. It's taken straight out of the Injustice comic because Superman's evil. You're led to believe Lois has been killed. I don't know if it's by the Joker. Maybe they'll go into that. I don't know. But Superman's evil. He kills Batman, and it's basically the Flash comes at the end in present day and just shows up out of nowhere. And he was like, "I'm not too soon, Bruce."
You're always right about him.
Yeah, you were right about him, and tells him Lois is the key. So basically, Batman needs to protect Lois, or Superman's going to lose his shit. So I mean, they hinted the Injustice comic. That was pretty cool, but I want more of it. Either they need to either make an Injustice movie or just explain that. I'm hoping the way it is now, since Batman knows to keep Lois alive, that'll just never happen. So Justice League's going to be cool. Superman will come back. He'll be good. And they'll fight Darkseid. That's my hope. But, the dream sequences were okay. It opens up with, Bruce's parents getting killed again.
And Maggie and Negan. I mean...
Yeah, from Walking Dead.
That's who plays them.
Right. And I'm glad they did it in the credits and kind of rushed it. I mean, we don't need to see that again.
Yeah.
So,
and it's basically like a comic book where that's how it happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Beginning, that's how it shows.
Exactly. I thought that was well done. I didn't like him, little Bruce, flying up with the bats.
But that was just a dream.
But it was a dream, so it was fine.
That was kind of like...
I love the Bruce and Alfred stuff.
Yeah, Alfred.
Alfred was awesome. Jeremy Irons, he was great. I think Ben Affleck has proven to everybody that he will not be the problem with these films.
Nope.
So...
He did an awesome job as Bruce Wayne and Batman.
He did really well. I mean,
he doesn't have a stupid voice as Batman.
Right. Like
he's got his little voiceover thing, but that isn't a
modulator.
Yeah, that he has in his suit and his cowl.
Yeah.
And it even shows you that Alfred's working on it, and so that's...
Yeah, this Alfred is building shit.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Actually, yeah.
He's not just bringing him wine and watching him fuck bitches. But anyway, it's really neat how they did it. It just makes you want a Batman movie. I mean, I'm the biggest Batman fanboy that I know, but I want to see Ben Affleck's Batman movie.
Oh, yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, because in this, it seems like there was not enough Batman. It was like maybe equaled out or maybe a little more Bruce Wayne.
Right. And I don't think Henry Cavill, this Superman that Snyder has created, I don't think he can carry a movie. I mean, that's the problem with it. Like, Man of Steel, he does okay, but I just, compared to Affleck in the same movie, I mean, you're just bored when Henry Cavill's on the screen, I think. I mean, as Clark Kent. I was anyway. But I mean, his Superman's cool. I mean, he fights awesomely. He takes down, Doomsday. I mean, I thought he fought Doomsday really cool. Like,
Yeah.
but we're obviously saving the Batman Superman fight till the end, I guess. But it's in the middle of the movie though, or well, what, an hour and a half in.
What, the fight?
The Batman Superman fight.
It's towards the end.
Yeah, it is towards the end. You're right.
It's like almost at the end.
And that's one of the problems, I think, because let's just go into it. The Batman Superman fight lasts 8 to 10 minutes, something like that. It's set up because Luthor steals or kidnaps, Diane Lane's character, Superman's mom, Martha. Remember that name. And that's how he does it. So he sends him over. He says, to bring me ahead of the bat. So Superman goes over there already not wanting to fight. I kind of wanted them both to want to fight each other.
Yeah, that was kind of...
Like,
in this, they did.
Yeah, they both wanted to fight. Their ideological thoughts were different, whatever. And I didn't feel like, Batman wanted to fight Superman. I mean, he didn't even want to hear him speak. He was just ready, But that could have been set up better. Batman did act as a detective in this movie, which was cool. And that leads into the fight, too, because he set up traps. He had his gun. He had the fucking kryptonite bombs or whatever they were shooting at him. Yeah, gas. Like when you see in the previews where Superman catches his bullet, right after that in the movie is where the green just explodes all over it.
And what she steals from Lex Luthor.
Yeah, after they from Lex Luthor. That was cool.
Indian
I'm thinking in the 30-minute bonus thing they're going to show Batman going into LexCorp too. I think that's going to be a deleted scene. But I thought it set up really well. But I mean, Batman beats the shit out of Superman in this. I mean, he really does. I mean, Superman throws him around a little bit and tells him he could kill him if he wanted to, but Batman kind of wins, honestly. I mean, if you want to get down to it. But I think that's because Superman did not want to fight him. He was worried about his mom, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason.
Yeah, but, at the end, Batman steps on his throat. He's got a kryptonite spear there, and he's got it on Clark's face, and then Lois pops up out of nowhere.
Oh, no, before that,
yeah,
Superman's yelling, "You gotta save Martha!"
Well, that's right. That's right as Lois shows up because he's like, "You gotta save Martha."
Yeah,
and then Batman's like, "Who says that? Who's that name? Why are you saying that name?"
And then she comes up, and then says, "It's his mom."
Yeah,
and then
Batman stops, and he's like, "Oh,
that's my mom's name too."
It's my mom's name too, and they're all like, "I'll save Martha." I'm just like, dude, that's kind of cheap. I mean, it really is.
It was kind of corny.
Kind of corny. It's so comic book though. I think if they really wrote a comic, I think that's how it would kind of be because it was kind of corny like that.
But Batman goes saves Martha.
That's when that badass Batman fight scene with all the thugs you see, where he's like on the Arkham games, setting off all the traps and shit. And that was cool. Very well done. He saves Diane Lane and then goes back, and him, Wonder Woman, and Superman take on Doomsday, and it is a fucking just laser-gasm of special effects. But I liked it. I mean, Doomsday was freshly born by Lex's DNA and Zod's DNA. He didn't have spikes yet. He wasn't wearing pants, no hair like the comics, but whatever. This is Zack Snyder's interpretation, so I'm giving him a pass. But as he fights, he starts growing the spikes, which is cool because that's what happens in the comics.
Yeah, he basically dies in space after the nuke, falls back, and then comes back to life.
Because there's a nuke. The president nukes Superman, by the way.
Basically, Superman's dead in space until the sun hits him and he rejuvenates from the sun.
Yeah.
And Doomsday, when he rejuvenates, grows his spikes.
Right. And then Wonder Woman cuts off his arm, and he grows this huge spike.
Which eventually kills Superman.
And when Superman kills him, it stabs that spear from before through Doomsday's heart. I mean, there's a lot going on. Like, just us talking about it is just like, what the fuck did we watch, honestly? Like,
and then they both die.
Yeah, and they're both dead. So, I mean, one's led to believe that they're not really going to be dead. Maybe Doomsday stays dead, whatever.
Right.
But I would personally like Doomsday to be the villain done as real Doomsday in Justice League 1, and then have Darkseid in 2, but that's just me. I don't know if they'll do that. But
and then so then you end with the funeral of Clark Kent, and then there's also one for Superman. And then at the funeral for Clark Kent is where they kind of switch it around from here, where Bruce Wayne is at Clark Kent's funeral at the graveyard and all this stuff. Where in here it's Clark Kent at Bruce Wayne's funeral, and he hears a heartbeat, knowing that Batman's not dead or whatever.
Yeah, it pans down and it shows like it doesn't show anything, but you hear the music like a heartbeat, and then the dirt rises off his coffin, and you know that's cool how they did that. I mean, obviously,
Superman though, not the Bruce.
Right,
I was
yeah.
talking about Bruce.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, Superman because he shows up, and I was like, oh well, he's not dead. He's coming back.
Yeah. You can't kill Superman. I guess you could, but not this time. But you know, it was fine. It did its job, I guess. And you know, the end they don't have an after credit scene because Zack doesn't do that apparently. So they have 2 after credit scenes before the credits because it shows Lex getting his head shaved in prison, and then Batman comes to him. Lex says the bell has been rung. He's hungry. He's talking about Darkseid, obviously. So you know, they did their job setting up the Justice League. They rushed it. It was cram packed, but you know, I give it a solid, 8.5 out of 10. You know, I really do.
I'm a 7 out of 10, maybe a 7.5 out of 10, but
that works. I mean, that's good. You know, it exceeded my expectations, especially Ben Affleck. But you know, this is the best on-screen Batman that I've ever seen, and I'm gonna go out on a limb saying that. I love Michael Keaton. I was not a huge fan of Christian Bale, which some of you may go crazy
his
for.
Bruce Wayne was good.
His Bruce Wayne was good, but I didn't care for Christian Bale. He was too skinny. I didn't like the suit. I didn't like his voice. So, you know, he was a bad Batman in a good movie, and that saved him. This is a great Batman in an okay movie, and it did its job. The Dawn of Justice is the main part of this movie. Don't focus on the Batman v Superman. Dawn of Justice is what they're doing. They're trying to set up the Justice League movie. So it did its job, I think. I mean, 8.5 out of 10 and 7.5 out of 10. So, you know, we liked it. And I like having him because he's not
I'm not
a
full
super
DC.
DC fan like me.
I'm
So,
Marvel and DC.
Right. I've got a few friends that I value their opinion, and I'm making sure I'm not just, being a fanboy. It was okay, and a lot of people didn't like it, but a lot of people did like it. So just go yourself and form your own opinion, I think.
I thought I was gonna hate it.
Yeah, I mean, you really did. So I think you got to form your own opinion. Even, unless you just really hate Batman and Superman, there's obviously no reason to go see the movie. But, it's a great time for comic book films.
Because we both liked it enough to see it twice. We both saw it.
We both seen it twice. I would go see it again if my wife would let me. But, we got plans. But either way, I think it was a fine movie. And I like Zack Snyder. He's my favorite director. So I'm not a huge movie guy, but
I prefer like Scorsese or
he likes all those movies and stuff. But I like Zack Snyder. I've never watched a Zack Snyder movie I didn't like. So he's my guy.
Name the Zack Snyder movie besides Batman.
Dawn of the Dead and the one about the owls. 300 Sucker Punch. What's up?
Okay, just making sure.
Got this, man. Man of Steel.
I said minus that one.
Right. But I was happy with it. I think you will be too, and if not, then you're not alone because a lot of people are not happy about it. The critics, it does not deserve to have a lower score than the fucking Daredevil movie, though.
Well, yeah, but
I mean,
the critics are the critics are movie critics, not.
Yeah.
They don't know much about comics, apparently.
Right.
Because, I can see how if you're just a movie lover that you can not like it.
Right.
But it's basically taking a comic book and bringing it to the screen.
They're not going to make a fucking Oscar. They're not going to win an Oscar, They're not trying to do that. So I don't know what the expectations were by critics, but whatever. It's made over $500 million. It's making even more this weekend. So it's going to be probably $1 billion movie before it's over worldwide. So I'm going to count that as a success. So, now we just wait and get ready for Civil War and Suicide Squad. And
Maybe.
it's going to be good.
I hope so.
It's going to be good. But Batman's in that too, so people are going to go see it. But, it's going to be a good year for comic book fans. And I just think people should be thankful we have a world where comic book movies are happening. because Marvel used to even suck. So, you know, the companies have come a long way. So, you know.
Anything else we can talk about?
I think we're good, man. Go see it for yourself, form your own opinion, and, you know, that's all you can do. It's one of those movies that people are going to argue about forever. So, that's it. Review of the Nerds. Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes.
That was the fight.
And then this doesn't exist, but that'd be cool.
Yeah. And then he's hinted at it.
Yay!
Alright, I think we're done.
Superman wins. Oh, fuck. Oh, damn. Yay!
Alright.
Yay!
Review of the Nerds out.
Review of the Nerds out!